My name is Germana Ravanelli. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a mind-body healer, a personal trainer, a nutritional therapist. I was taught that health is harmonizing the body, the mind, and the spirit. Thank you for taking a few moments out of your precious day to watch this video. My name is Germana Ravanelli. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a personal trainer. I've been in the healing arts for well over 40 years, and this video is going to be about meditation, the practice of meditation, and I am going to put a really wonderful meditation in this video. So you can, if you use it, just fast forward if you don't want to hear my information around why we would do meditation. One of the things that I think is critical in the world that we live in, we have so much distractions and obligations and negativity, and it deregulates our nervous system and it deregulates our mind, and basically it creates a lot of chaos, and people don't get grounded, they don't feel safe. And then they're reacting, they're not thinking the movie through, what does this look like if I do this? How is this going to affect me in 21 days or in 6 months or 9 months or 2 years or 5 years or 20 years? So we call that future pacing in hypnosis. You take someone to a spot and you look at two different options in the fork in the road, and where does this probability bring you to? What does that look like? Say you start smoking cigarettes and then you go 30 years out and you look at what that can do to your future. And then the other option is choosing not to do that and to granularly bring kind behaviors into one's life that aren't about self-destructing in a little granular way, and look at what that life looks like. And so with this meditation, what I'm planning to do, and I do it all intuitively, so we'll see how it goes, is to give you tools to design and manifest your natural ideal self, and then remove if there's a block connected to that. We all have blocks to wellness. They're usually fears. They're usually messages that we've taken on, and it's usually fear of other people not liking us if we're happy or if we're successful. We want to stay with the tribe, so we kind of keep ourselves dumbed down a little bit, and that can cause illness, depression, self-hatred. It can cause lots of issues instead of just going, what was I designed for? If I was designed for something, what speaks to me? What makes my heart happy? And if you look at people that meditate regularly, someone like Goldie Hawn meditates regularly, and I don't know, I think she's 80. She looks phenomenal, and she's always happy. And the reason she's happy is because she's learned to invest that, whether it's 10 minutes a day, in her psychological, her emotional, and her spiritual life. They call it the world behind our eyes. And that's the one that sets the tone like a bong for your whole day. So this is called meditation. It is a form of hypnosis. The difference between meditation is quite passive, and hypnosis is actually changing the landscape of how you see yourself, how you view yourself, how you speak about yourself, and removing pain, removing grief, removing sadness, removing trauma. So I'm going to walk us into it. And if you're driving a car, I'm going to ask that you now stop listening to this audio. You are going to listen to this basically taking full responsibility for your experience. I'm not responsible for what happens for you. My intention is to help you have a more fulfilling life by using some of these tools that I have used for at least over 30 years, and they have changed my life. So it's granular, and then it just gets bigger, and then you look back and go, holy moly, what an incredible outcome. So I'm going to ask you now, if you are driving, turn it off. If you're at home, lay down, ideally not laying completely down, but back a little bit. And I'm going to ask that you give yourself permission to have at least 15 minutes. You'll hear all sorts of different sounds coming and going. You might hear pitter patter. You might hear cars. You might hear a little bit of piano in the background. For the next little while, I'm going to ask that you allow all of these outside sounds to be sounds of everyday living, and they will not distract or disturb you. For this next little while, these different sounds can become gentle messages, whispers to your body and your subconscious mind to allow your body to drift into a deep, deep healing state. Very similar to daydreaming, very similar to that state we go to just before sleep, where you can give your body permission to begin to rest. Now, I want you to let your eyes close if they're open. And with each exhalation, allow this word to have color, to integrate maybe into your eyes, into your jaw, the word soft. And as you exhale, let your eyes have that message. They are very connected to our brain. So as you exhale and let them become soft, allow the energy of softness to build in your eyes. And as you exhale, allow it to go down into your mouth, to your tongue, into your throat, soft. If you could give it a color. And as if you were giving your body permission, let that energy, that message float into your upper chest, into your heart, through your lungs. Almost like sunlight. For some people, it will be sunlight down into their tummy, to your hips, all the way down your legs, into your toes. And imagine your beautiful feet. Breathe into your feet as if you're just getting to know them for the first time. And as you exhale, give them permission to go into a state like sleep. You might do that 3 times. Sometimes I'll ask people to imagine they're putting on a sleeping bag, and then let that energy move up into your calves, that intention. And release, rest now, the calves, letting them have the sensation of sleeping, turning everything off. And then up the back of your legs. Soft, permission, up into your hips. These hips that have carried you your whole life. Low back, kidneys, middle back, releasing each breath, permission to let go, to create an energetic nest for you, all the way up into your shoulders. All the way up the back of your neck that holds your beautiful face and your brain. Your flower, I call the face the flower, all the way up the back of the head to the very top. And if you like, allow yourself to envision a sun above your head, sending energetic healing from nature down. And as you let that energy of softness, as you exhale, go down the sides of your face now. Down the sides of your neck, all the way into your shoulders and all the way down your arms. And imagine that you could create or envision a beautiful blanket or a cocoon that's your very favorite color being wrapped around the body. That you're going into this state of rest, of healing, of transformation, and allow that color or that beautiful blanket of calmness to be wrapped around you. And as I count, allow your body to do those little things that allow you to shift to that place just before sleep. Deep healing can be experienced. You are safe. 3, allowing the body to go. 2, all of the way now down inside. You might bring some of that light into your body. Permission. 1. Now. If you can, in your mind's eye, create or envision a path in nature that takes you to a sacred healing garden that is just for you. You can envision your feet. What do they look like? What does the sound of nature sound like? What does it smell like? Walking along this beautiful path to your sacred healing garden. And in front of you, you can see, create, or imagine an opening that is filled with a welcoming energy. It's your sacred healing space. So within this healing space, you can create or notice a building that has every tool in it that you could ever need. And within that building, there can also be guides, workers, angels, helpers that have been with you since birth. You might see them, you might feel them, you might ask them to show up. And with their help, I want you to create your perfect healing space. You can have anything that you want, anything in this space. It's just for you. You slow down and you touch things, understanding the deeper meaning of what their purpose is, which is to help you heal, to help you feel whole and complete, and to take those courageous steps towards self-love. And when you've got it just the way you want, you can bring anything in. You can bring pets from a past time in your life. You can have your favorite car when you were a teenager. Even if people have passed away, you might give yourself permission to leave a path there that they could come and you could talk to them if you wanted to. It is possible. And then I want you to get cozy in your sacred space. And allow your body to receive the comfort of this space, of being soft, of being nourished, of being valued, of being cared for in a very intimate way. And as you rest there, I'm going to ask that you, in your mind, in your creative mind, you begin to imagine what your authentic, ideal self looks like, your true self, your ideal image of yourself. And I want you to take a few moments now and clearly define what your ideal self could look like. How this aspect of you sees you. And I want you to allow this energy to develop into a form in front of you. And all I want you to do is fill in the details. How would this part of you take care of you? How would this part of you speak to you? How would this part of you care for you in a way that changes the way you care for you? And I want you to clearly define those qualities in your ideal self and let that energy and that image be full in front of you, full color, full size. And in your inner world, allow yourself to hear this. This is your future self. And this future self has come to give you the courage to know that you do heal, that you do enjoy a higher quality of life in your relationship to self. And I want you to feel how much your future self loves you and cares about you and knows you better than anyone ever could. And all I want you to do is feel this love and this connection and this compassion and this almost, it's almost like having a high vibrational companion. And we all have this. But as you thank this part of you, I want you to take a few steps back and just simply say to yourself, if there is an obstacle that's been stopping me from being this version of myself, I'm willing to look at that obstacle and I'm willing to remove that obstacle today. And if you are, you carry on. And if you're not, that's okay. And if you are, I'm going to ask that you allow a symbol of the obstacle that's been stopping you from becoming this version of yourself to rise as I count from 1 to 3. And it's a symbol. Subconscious also always uses symbols. 1, allowing whatever's been stopping you from being this version of yourself to come up. 2, knowing that you have tools and helpers to understanding clear on the next number. 3, allow whatever obstacle that your subconscious mind has selected to come up now. Whatever it is perfect. This is your friend. This is your way out of part of your programming. And with your tools and with your helpers, you will break down and resolve and neutralize this obstacle. You might want to understand what its positive intention has been. Why are you here? What are you protecting me from? Who sent you? And then slowly in your own time, understand what you're supposed to learn. Thank this part. I no longer need you in my life. I release you. And in your own way, you granularly make friends with this. Thank this, whatever it is. And with the tools and the helpers, you clear it completely from your sacred healing place. When you've done that, you reconnect with your healing place to make it just perfect for you again. So you feel this is all about me, my sacred place, my castle, my healing space. And when you've got it just the way you want it, all I want you to do is feel that and look and see your future authentic self in front of you, sending you love, thanking you, loving you. It's a deep, deep bond that can be built now. And I want you, if you have a question that you want an answer to, intuitively ask. The information will come. And when you're ready, allow your body to begin to tingle. And you'll feel your future self tingling, magnetizing gently like magnets, gently coming towards you and you towards this being. And notice all the qualities, how this part speaks to you, how this part is kind to you, how this part loves you in all of your multi-dimensional bits. And all of a sudden, when you're ready, this part will turn around and you'll see the back of your head, the shoulders, the spine. And as you breathe in, you'll feel this energy, this being come towards you. And as you exhale, you'll hear yes. And very, very slowly, you'll feel this energy begin to magnetize and begin to blend and merge into your body, into your face. All of those thoughts that are normal are now integrated into your thoughts as being normal. All of the ways your ideal self sees you are now beginning to become and have become the way that you are now beginning to see yourself now. The words, the heart now moves and the body moves into your body now. All of those qualities are now integrating and merging and blending with every cell in your body, in your hips, in your feet. The thoughts of your authentic self are now natural thoughts to you. And all I want you to do is allow this to nourish you and sink down inside of you. And if you like, you can float into your day with all of these integrated learnings and notice what's different. How do you carry yourself? How do you prepare for your future self's success today? How do you speak to yourself? And it's almost as if you will find that things that used to seem important have no impact, no energy, and there's a different presence about being authentic to yourself. And as you float, just notice what's different. And then gently float back into your body, in your sacred garden, and allow yourself to take a little trip in your sacred garden. One thing in that garden that allows you to feel just filled with joy. Sometimes it's a pet, sometimes it's a flower, sometimes it's a symbol. But let that joy move into your body now. Hear yes. And allow all of these new learnings and understandings to integrate in a way that changes how you show up in your life. Feeling loved, cared for, seen, wanted, knowing that you are enough, that you're good for yourself, and that you can develop a little habit. What would my future self like? So tomorrow, I would have a little bit more joy. What could I do today that would allow tomorrow, and even today, to have a little bit more joy and positivity? A part of you knows. Now, all I'm going to ask that you do is very, very gently allow yourself to keep all of these learnings and understandings and come back on your path up into where your body is resting now. And know that each and any time that you use this recording, I would use it daily for as long as you can. The two key words for you to go in quickly and deeply when you decide are the words rest now. And as I slowly count up, allow any heaviness, any drowsiness just to fall away. But there's this calmness. There's this feeling of joy and contentment that can stay with you, and it can lock into your body, knowing there's much, much more where that came from. 1, 2, 10 fingers, 10 toes. You might even remember how cute your feet and hands were when you were a little kid, and how magical that part of you is, and that part still lives in you. 3, bringing that curiousness with you, that playfulness with you, that mysteriousness. Children are brilliant, and so are adults. It's permission. 4, and when you're ready, you'll come all the way, And you'll let yourself shift all the way up and out when you're ready. 5. All the way up. And if you can, give yourself at least 10 minutes of just quiet. You might journal if you like, but I wouldn't do much now. I just wait and enjoy and let this lock in. I often give people a suggestion to have a color of your ideal self or a symbol of that ideal self. And when your mind kind of floats, just bring that color into your energetic field to soothe you, because it is repetition plus emotion that is reprogramming. I hope you have a wonderful day.